Decent look on there. I mean, well, shit.
A little more airtime tonight, guys.
Good evening, and welcome to the Carmel Icehounds hockey. This evening, we're starting our first round of our league playoffs, and it's going to be Carmel versus Park Tudor. And before the game, while they're resurfacing and getting ready to start, my name is Fred Mangin, and I'm joined with Whitey Guenin. And this evening, we want to talk a couple minutes with Jason Turner, the goalie coach. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
How you
Appreciate
doing?
it. I'm all right.
Good. How are the guys feeling back there?
A little nervous. Last time we played Park Tudor, they got a 1-goal lead on us, and we were coming from behind and kind of shaky, kind of taking it light on them. And I think tonight they're going to go out hard.
Well, you can certainly relate to this. It just seemed like last year you were playing for the Carmel squad. You were the #1 goalie, and now you're the goalie coach. So just kind of give us an idea of how you've been working with the boys and your two goalies. Tell us about the goalies, what their strong parts and their weak points are, and kind of fill us in of what they're going through back there right now.
Well, tonight we're playing Mike Bunton. He's improved a lot since the beginning of the season. He took a year off last year. He's a senior. He's been coming along lately. He played really well against St. Joe. He came in cold. We pulled Jason Schubert. He came in and played excellent. In practice, we've been working on is the side-to-side movement, up and down, handling the puck a lot. We're having a little trouble with these guys handling the puck. They don't like to touch the puck, but I'm a stickler for touching the puck, so we've been working on that a little bit. And we're going to play Mike tonight and probably play him tomorrow night. Then we'll play Jason Saturday night against Columbus. He's been playing excellent. He's definitely had an all-state season, definitely.
Jason, you know that Mike Bunton didn't play for a whole year last year. He sat out, being that he's from a school that does not have a hockey program. And I'm sure you being a goaltender, you understand that really leaves the hinges kind of rusty. And all of these things that you're talking about, the movements and the up and down, they seem to be fast to him, but they don't look good to the goaltender coach, and they don't look good to sometimes the puck shooter who puts it over the shoulder or hits him to the side and stuff like that. So I'm sure you're probably you're very anticipating at this time how much it's come along and how it is, because you're getting down. And this is the tune-up. The playoffs, and then, of course, the state tournament coming up towards the end of the month. But I think you're probably making a wise decision. I've seen you guys play, and I was probably making a wise decision to let Mike and rest Schubert, since you got 4 games here over the weekend if you go to the final game on Sunday. So that's probably a good decision. What do you think of the rest of the squad? You practice. I know you work with some of the rest of them, the defense and stuff like that, but what do you feel on the rest of the kids coming along? The upperclassmen and the younger players, are they progressing? Are you satisfied?
Yes, we are. Last week we had 2 good practices, and last week all week we had excellent practices. We're finally getting the breakout clicking after all year. We've been trying to get it since the beginning of the season, but now it's finally working to what we're wanting it to do. The rest of the squad, everybody's improving a heck of a lot. The underclassmen are carrying the team a lot. The sophomores and the juniors are carrying the team quite a bit, since we only have, I believe, 3 seniors. So they're taking a heavy load.
Jason, in the previous telecast, I normally start by kind of telling our viewers that the first 2 or 3 minutes of any hockey game is like any other sport. There's an awful lot of butterflies, and maybe you could give us your summation of how it feels to be a goalie. I know the goalie is sitting in the locker room there all by themselves right now. They're worrying about what's going to happen. Just tell us briefly what goes through your system about 15 or 20 minutes prior to game time.
Well, when I played, I always total concentration when I walk in the building, while I'm getting dressed. I don't talk to anybody, the whole bit. You have the butterflies at the beginning of the game until you make that first save. Then you know you're in the game. Or you can sort of feel it in warm-ups. If you're having a good warm-up, you got to feel you're going to have a good game. If you have a bad warm-up, it's kind of shaky. The first shot, the first save is always the key to the game. If you feel good about the first save, you'll be pretty well set for the rest of the game, I think.
I think, Fred, a good explanation A few years ago, I had a goaltender, Mike Taylor, that played for Carmel, and when he played, he one time I asked him, about the butterflies before the game, and he said, "Well, did you ever pitch a baseball game?" And I said, "No, I never did." And he said, "Well, I'll tell you, that's what it is." He says, "You've got you have the weight almost of the whole game on your shoulder when you go in the nets. When you feel at that point that it's all depending on how well you play, on how well the rest of the team plays, and whether they rise up for you."
Well, that's right. I think a lot of people have the misconception that goalies only lose games; they never win games. Anyway, it seems like that. But there is a lot of responsibility on the goalie. So, well, good. We enjoyed your bringing us this little enlightenment before the game. We're resurfacing, and we're going to be joining the warm-ups here. We want to wish you and the Carmel squad much luck. This is like we said, this is the first game of the league playoffs, and then you have a 3-game series with a very strong squad from Cincinnati, and then we get right into the state tournaments. And we might remind our viewers about the state high school tournament. Whitey, you might want to say something about the dates.
I'll get a question for Jason before we let him go here. If you go 1, 2, 3 here on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, who do you think you're going to be looking at on Sunday?
I have to say I'm really not quite sure. It depends on how well Mike plays tonight, and on how well who plays tomorrow night and Saturday. I'll have to evaluate who I think is going to play better, who's hot right now, because it really doesn't matter who is the better skill-wise goaltender. Is when you're in the playoff situation or a state tournament situation, whoever's hot is going to play. I know you're a strong stickler on that, Whitey.
A question, too, real quick, sounds like almost the same question. If you win these 3 games here, who do you think you're going to be playing against on Sunday? Who do you think might come out of the other division?
I'd have to say Lawrence. Lawrence is on I think a 10-game winning streak. They beat us last time we played them. They caught us by surprise.
And this was your only league loss?
League loss, yes. So
right.
I have to feel it'll be against Lawrence. Lawrence or Columbus.
Columbus.
Well, we'll see how good your pick came out, and then of course, Fred, you asked a question about the state tournament. It is going to be on February 22nd, 23rd, and 24th here at the Skadium. That's on Friday. It starts on Friday night. There'll be 4 games. And then there'll be a full schedule all day long on Saturday in both rinks. And the final games and the Sconsi games will all be played on Sunday, the 24th. A lot of hockey. Might mention, too, that we have before mentioned there is a telephone number you can call here at the Skadium. It's a special number for the high school tournament. And the number is 844-1140, and you can get the consolation games. You can get all the championship games results. You also can get the scheduling of the games and the pricing to come in and everything.
Right. I also notice, Whitey, when we get ready, and our cameraman, Grant, will pan down to the other end. I notice you have the banners up down there. It says Indiana High School Hockey State Tournament, February 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So we'll be seeing that this evening as we put up the scores. There's a shot of it there right now. So, well, Jason, we wish you luck this evening. The second part of our telecast this evening, pregame, is going to be with our 2 team reps. We have Mr. Tom Morris and or Dr., I should say, Mitch Russ, and from Park Tudor. So if we can get those 2 gentlemen up here, we'll do a little interview with them. Good luck, Jason.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome to the Icehounds hockey program. This is the second part of our interview this evening. This is the first time we've done this. We had Jason Turner, the goalie coach from the Icehounds, on. The 2 teams are coming out to warm up. We have about 5 minutes, and my name is Fred Mangin, and I'm joined with Whitey Guenin here. We have 2 distinguished visitors here this evening. We have the team reps from the 2 opposing high schools. We have Dr. Mitch Russ right here to my immediate right, and Mr. Tom Morris from Carmel. Good evening and welcome.
Evening. Well, thank you very much. Nice to be here.
I'll give you guys the microphone here.
Right.
We have a few questions that we'd like to run by you guys. The team rep that I can relate to involves an awful lot of work behind the scenes. You are not visible as a coach, but you basically run the organization. And what we'd like to know this evening for our viewers is just kind of give us a little oversight of, you know, when the season starts, how much time you put into it, the finances, how the boys go about it. Mitch, why don't we start with yourself?
Well, ours is going to be a little different situation than the Carmel situation. This is our first year as a varsity team, and there's been just a tremendous amount of organizational work that we had to undertake to get the program put together, establishing an organization to schedule games and schedule travel. We had to get uniforms and come up with coaching staff, and so it's been a tremendous amount of work, starting actually last spring, right after the end of last season when we played as junior varsity. We really were excited to put a team on the ice for the first time in many years, so the 12 or so Park Tudor students that we have who play hockey would have a home and would be part of their own team, and be able to play with their own letter and their own team jersey.
Good.
And it's been a lot of work. We've had to raise funds. Our budget is probably in the range of $25,000 for a year's worth of play. It's each kid, we've asked for a contribution of approximately $800, which they can meet by selling sponsorships, etc. It's been really a labor of love, though. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Get this.
Lots of hours working with the kids and with the parents and with other team reps and guys like Tom Morris, who I've done for a number of years.
Tom, how about yourself? When does your season start? And kind of give us maybe the same overview.
Well, my first job was to help the coach in selecting the team. We started somewhere in August, getting the team organized and having tryouts. And after we found what our roster was going to be, then we worked with the parents, and Carmel has had a tradition of selling advertising. We have a fine program that we put together and raised somewhere around $35,000, and that defrays most of the costs for the kids. I think this year it's going to cost each kid about $100 to play for Carmel, and he sells $1,200 worth of advertising. So it's real nice to have that tradition to go on every year.
Great.
I noticed that you guys, teams are all done out in uniforms, and you have your schools and everything on the front of them. What does one do about like putting uniforms together and everything? You got to choose your roster first, I suppose, and then you have to get your sizing and stuff for your kids, and then and stuff. How do you go about all this stuff? I'm sure that it takes a lot of time, along with all the scheduling that you're doing, to put all this stuff together. And I guess that's in you guys' hands.
Well, mine was easy, White. I just came to you and you told me what to buy.
And how much to pay for it.
Actually, as I recall. But that was quite a bit of work for us this year. I know Carmel, of course, has a continuation of their uniforms from previous years. We had to sort of estimate what an average size team would be. We had to order the uniforms well before we got the kids. We had to come up with a number of extra uniforms. Fortunately, it's worked out fairly well, aside from one or two situations.
One last question I'd ask. We're getting right down to about a minute before we actually get into the game. Tom, give us an idea, I'll ask both of you the same question, of how does Carmel High School, how do they view the Carmel hockey squad as far as support and one thing or another?
Well, we're still trying to get Carmel High School to recognize us as a sport that the kids can letter in. We're working real close right now with Dr. Duke, the principal. We're trying to get staff to come over and see our games. But right now, we fund our entire program, and we are considered a club sport. And although there are 28 teams in the state, somewhere around that, and we do have a state tournament, but we're not like Park Tudor or Bloomington or North Central, where those schools letter.
We've been very fortunate this year. Our school has given us a tremendous amount of support, primarily psychologically and emotionally, although financial support's difficult for them to do since it is by mandate a club sport. But it is a letter sport at Park Tudor this year, and so and we've had tremendous support from our school.
Great. Fred, I interrupt here, but we are getting ready to go. They're getting starting lineups here. We'd like to thank Dr. Rusk and Tom Morris for coming up
Good luck to
and
both
being our
of you.
guests. Maybe we can get you in the playoffs or in the state tournament again. Thank you much.
Whitey, let's stand by for the introduction of players. I think we're about ready to get started here.
Introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Tudor Panthers. Wearing jersey number 30, playing in goal, Chris Manning. At the right defense, number 10, Alan Russ. At left defense. Well, Fred, we're getting the lineup here. Park Tudor first, and then the Icehounds will be coming up. I might say too, Fred, that you know that these volunteers, everybody that does all these things with these programs, usually are volunteers. The coaches, the same way and everything. They're not paid any kind of salary or anything for doing this. They just do it on their own. They like to work with the kids, and they you know, they support the program.
You know, Whitey, that's a great observation, and I'd also like to make the comment, over all the years, it seems like it's always the busiest parents that do the most work in these organizations. They're a bunch of unselfish people that devote an awful lot of time to the program.
Here's our lineup, Fred.
Number 35, Mike Bunton.
Mike Bunton is going to be starting in the nets.
Number 4, Pete Ray. That's left defense. Number 21, Zach Burkle. Playing at center, number 16, Reed Myers.
I might say here while we're going through the lineup real quick that Carmel will play this game this evening, and they have 2 more games that are scheduled games in the thing. It's kind of a round-robin type tournament for the playoff this year. And what they'll be doing, they'll be playing against tonight Park Tudor. Tomorrow night they will play Brebeuf at 10 o'clock in the evening. And on Saturday they're going to play Columbus at 6 o'clock. And then if they go through this, they will end up playing on Sunday morning at 12:15. And here's our national anthem.
Okay, Whitey, that was a nice shot of the flag. Seems like patriotism has been reborn here in the last few weeks, and this is absolutely a great complex due to yourself. You do a real nice job. That was a real pretty picture up there. I think what we're going to see this evening, we've got a veteran, probably one of the most veteran schools, Carmel. Been around for a long time. They have a tremendous history of being winners, being state champions due to fellows like yourself. And then we have a brand new squad, first year, a lot of enthusiasm, and it's kind of the old against the new here.
Well, yeah, Fred, the program here started when the building was built in '74, and Carmel's had a strong program. They started the very first year that the building was in existence, and it's been a good, strong program year after year. And we're hoping someday that maybe the school will take a good look at it and recognize it. And these kids maybe will get some support, maybe we'll get a letter or so. Fred, we were just scanning over the Park Tudor roster out there, and you notice that we've got a girl that's also playing for Park Tudor. Do you know who that? Do you know who that was?
Yes, we do. I think maybe I can. I think it's Christine Beatty, number 18. So we'll see if she comes out and takes a shift, and we'll kind of watch her. Well, the game is underway. Carmel is on the attack right at the present time, trying to get something set up.
Not had a shot on net yet, as of yet.
This will be a good test for the Park Tudor squad. They finished the regular season. They won 2 games in the league versus Carmel, who won 13 games. So you can see maybe the disparity in the games won. So, but it's a young squad.
It takes a while to get the team organized, as far as the background stuff like Mitch and we talked to you about. But more than that, it takes the skill of the players to play together. When you completely put a new roster together, to get those players to gel and play together, this takes time. This takes coaching and many hours and practice and games and a lot of talking to the players.
You know what happens too, while you were down setting up the equipment for the broadcast, I was up in the office going over some notes, and Park Tudor didn't have their goalie wasn't here, Brian Clark. And they were worried, so what they did was they made a phone call. He's got the flu, so Chris Manning is in goal this evening, and that's what gives those managers and the coaches a little gray hair.
Yep, I'm sure. Right up to game time, a key player like a goaltender. And, of course, the rules do specify that in all the games, league games and playoff games, you have to have a spare goaltender dressed and on the bench. They do not want to hold up the game at any point for an injury to the goaltender or anything like that nature. So if they don't have one dressed, they'll have to have another goaltender out there soon on the bench.
Well,
somebody will have to dress gold.
Again, this is their first year, and I'm not sure if they're aware of those rules. So, well, we're into the first couple minutes of the first period. The play typically is just a little ragged. Both teams are trying to feel one another out. They both have a little butterflies. I'm not sure there has been a shot on either team. Carmel is back behind their own net trying to mount an attack. Gets up to A.J. Holdsworth, and A.J. misses it back over to Fagan, and we need to get something going here.
Right at the present, Carmel's having a little trouble clearing the zone.
Well, I'm sure Park Tudor is excited about playing this game, and Dr. Mitch forgot to tell you that the reason that they finished the way they did was he wanted to play in Carmel's bracket because he knew that they could be playing here on rink 1 where it's warm and all the lights were going to be on. So he said that's why they finished with that record. It was a plan.
Park Tudor plays a lot of games of the league and also outside games. Plus, that's all of the teams that from this area here like to get their games in at the Skadium because of the state tournament. This is the ice surfaces that they're going to be playing on in the state tournament, and you know it's a good familiarity thing for them that they just took the play out of stop the play down. The goaltender just smothered the puck. Yeah, they want to be on the rinks here, either rink, because these are where the games are going to be played. So it's it helps them. Carmel has that little advantage. They play all their home games here, plus their state tournaments here too. And then of course finishing first, they got the rink priority too for the first game of the playoffs here at home.
Well, I might also mention that there are from Park Tudor, we have 8 boys, and from Carmel, we have 2 from the Warren School District. We have 1 from Ben Davis, and 1 from Noblesville, and 1 from North Central. So it's a nice mix of young men and a lady.
I look for just as a personal observation, I look for the Park Tudor program next year to really grow. They have a well-coached situation here. Ray DeLorenzo has got a good background in hockey. He's a good disciplinarian. He will not allow any problems with inner problems with the team, and they will gel. They will come together. I'm sure they will have a strong program. They're just a start. The next year, they've got the basis now. Next year, they'll go through the draft. They'll pick up even some more stronger players. Do we have on the roster? Do we have some? These are the dates. There was some seniors here.
Right. I've got a breakdown of that. They have 4 seniors, 7 juniors, 5 sophomores, and a freshman. Whereas the Icehounds have 3 seniors, 6 juniors, 9 sophomores, and a freshman. So yeah, they have a fairly strong squad there with 5 sophomores and 7 juniors. That they'll be a lot stronger next year. And this competition will really help them. This is great competition. There's a shot and there's a save by Manning.
Brian Smith got the puck in a centering, come right off of John Wagner's stick, and got a good shot on net, and the goaltender took it out of play. So we've had a couple of 3 shots at this end here, but we've had nothing at the Carmel end yet. On the ice right now for Carmel on defense, we've got Ray and Bo West. And up front, we've got John Wagner, Brian Smith, and Ben Cole. We're just got under 10 minutes into the game so far. About 4 minutes have been played. Plays out of stopped again.
Well, we're going to have a change for both squads. We mentioned the goaltenders. Some of the other young men we might watch this evening from Park Tudor and a lot of these, of course, you and I have known their older brothers. But we got Abe Weldy, number 19, who is one of the leading scorers, and Nick Hargan, who we're familiar with, Philip Philander, who I believe is their leading scorer, and Antonio Zachary, number 22, who has probably, I think, more assists than anybody on the Park Tudor squad.
Hounds are on the press again. We've got on the ice at the present time is Mullen, Myers, Janko, Morris, Fagan, and Reed Myers.
And I noticed the Carmel coach over there is giving his guys very fast shifts, not to wear them out. Here comes Carmel on the attack.
Well, they could have, it's very probable they could have 4 games this weekend in 4 days, which is a pretty draining situation. If they go straight through to the final game on Sunday, they'll have to have a game every day from right on through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's pretty rough. So I'm sure he's going to use all 19 kids on the bench, including his goaltenders, spread them around so they get a little rest. Park Tudor's got a big bench too. They've got a lot of 20 kids playing for them, so they're gonna. I'm sure Ray will be resting his kids somewhat too. There's a shot on by Baja.
Yeah, it was
backhander,
a nice backhand
across
shot,
from Ringo and centering pass. Another shot by Baja, and Holdsworth picks up the puck in the corner. Centers to Baja. Another shot on net. It's in the corner. Baja to the point. Back to Baja. They're trying to set a pick from the boards to the man in the slot.
Well, the Icehounds mounted a sizable attack there. I think they got off some 4 or 5 shots there, and it's been the nice flurry. Danny Baja seems to make the team go. He's more or less the captain and the leader of the team.
To get the stat sheet there, how many How many games has Carmel played so far, Fred?
They've played 43 games. They've won, their record is 25-18, and out of all those games, out of the 43 games, they've not tied a game, which is unusual.
Mm-hmm. What's our stats there on Baja? He's the team leader at this point. I know that Mike McDonald's right behind him with a bunch of assists, but I think Danny has some pretty good
really
stats
does.
there. He's pretty well balanced with goals and assists.
He's got 50 goals and 30 assists for 80 points, and that's just short of unbelievable.
We're going to have a penalty here on number 18, Bo West, and it's going to be interference. That's 2 minutes. Interference.
Well, we're at the 7:26 mark of the first period. We'd like to remind you we play 3 14-minute periods. And Carmel is going to be a man short here for the next 2 minutes. So we'll see if Park Tudor can get some sort of plan mounted and see what they can do here against the shorthanded Icehounds.
They call it holding, that interference. One and the same. So Carmel will be shorthanded. Power play going to come up here.
There's the first shot.
Yeah, first shot on this. Handled well by Mike Bunton. Nice save. Nice pad save.
Now, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to protect this point out here. Philander, 14 from Park Tudor, is their leading scorer. So they probably realize that, and they want to keep the puck away from him. He's got a real good shot.
Just shot it down, Fred, and they iced it to the other end. Did you notice there's no icing call on this because Carmel is shorthanded?
Well, we got Brian Smith from the Icehounds, centers a pass over to John Wagner. John Wagner did get somewhat of a shot off. Here comes Park Tudor on the attack. The puck is dumped back in. Danny Fagan has it for the Icehound. He looks up to John Wagner, but it was just a little off of his stick. So it's back down in the Park Tudor
We're just
zone.
under a minute now on that penalty, Fred. We're just have not been a big threat. They've had the one shot. It was fairly far out. Have not really staged anything in close or maintained very much in the zone. Carmel's probably had as much offense going in their zone during this penalty as they have prior to that, before the penalty.
Yeah, this is not official, but I only have Park Tudor with one shot thus far. So, and this is their power play, but they can't seem to get it mounted here.
I have 7 for Carmel at the other end so far.
We also might
penalties coming up here. It's just right around 10 seconds left, and then Carmel's going to be back at full strength. Bo West will come out of the penalty box, and he's probably going to be throwing. He'll go to the bench, and a forward will come on to finish that line out. It'd probably be Ben Cole.
Well, there's a nice save there by Mike Bunton.
That was a good save.
He's not
getting a lot of shots, but he's alert down there.
Yes, he is.
That's what it's going to take. I don't think you're going to see a lot of scoring in the first or second period of this game, but I think in the third period it'll wear down. I think Carmel definitely will wear them down, and there will be substantial more scoring in the third period than the first and second. So they're feeling each other out quite a bit. Getting ready to start here. We're going to have Reed Myers at center. Neil Mullet's out on the left wing.
And for Park Tudor, playing back at one of the defensive slots, we see number 10, Alan Russ.
We just missed. We just got another penalty on Carmel, on Fagan, the defenseman. And so Carmel is going to be shorthanded again for another 2 minutes.
We also have 21, Peter Kelly, out there for Park Tudor. And here comes a pass that was intercepted by Reed Myers, and he got it over to Mullet, but they didn't get the shot off.
Kelly's a long-time hockey family. That's the Stecks on the other side that I had the privilege of coaching years ago down at the Coliseum.
Ooh, there was a shot.
Nice point shot by Reed Myers.
That went
handled
right
well
into
by the
pads
Park
of Manning, and he didn't
Tudor
even know he
goaltender.
stopped that puck, I don't think. Who was that penalty assessed to on the Icehounds?
I
see
I'm
Danny
with,
Fagan's on the ice. So
yes, I think we got it. I think it's Smith.
Brian Smith.
I think it's
you're
Brian
right.
Smith.
There's a
The
shot.
puck went up and over the net, so the play is stopped. Yeah, it was number 12, Brian Smith. We're down to 1 minute on that penalty. Half the penalty's been served, and Park Tudor hasn't really got too much going down here at this end so far. I think they're just a little bit stiff and tight.
One of their younger players, Andy Fitzgerald, number 17, he had his knee operated on a couple weeks ago, so he's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Andy's dad is very active in the program. We had him on for a little interview here a while back, and his dad takes on the job of being the head superintendent kind of the high school hockey program in the Hoosier High School Hockey Association that's in this area that the 8 teams are coming from. And I know he does the scheduling for at least 2 or 3 of these teams, plus he puts all of the playoff programs together, and this year he's also doing all of the pairings and the setups for the state tournament. So he's a doctor besides. He's got a very busy schedule.
Well, I don't know. I could stand to be corrected, but I was sort of under the impression that his wife, Nancy Fitzgerald, did an awful lot of this. I know she's very visible. I'm not sure about that, but I think she knows a lot.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. We're getting down to the penalty here. There's about 10 seconds left on the clock, and Brian Smith's going to be coming out of the box. I'm sure he's going to go to the bench, and we're probably going to see Corey Ringo. Yeah, Corey Ringo's coming on. So we got Baja, Ringo, and Holdsworth on the ice with Ray and Morris on defense.
Well, we've played about 11 minutes here in the first period. We still have a scoreless game, 0-0. Carmel has 2 penalties. Park Tudor has not had a penalty yet. It's both squads fighting for the puck. It's in front of the players' bench. A.J. Holdsworth has it. It's poked away. Still, the passing on both squads this evening thus far has not been very good.
A lot of telegraphing, passing by telegraphing. I mean that taking a lot of time and holding onto the puck and looking at the opponent and then looking at the player that they're trying to pass the puck to, and they're
There's a shot. Oh, laying right in front. Brandon Reeve turns around, takes another shot. Manning stops 2.
That puck, he lost complete.
There's another shot and a goal. There's the first goal. And I think Brandon Reeve got it. And Brandon Reeve had 2 nice shots. He didn't give up on it. He turned around, and I believe he's going to get credit for that goal, Whitey.
Yeah, he had a real good save on the one there. He turned around. He lost complete sight of it, the goalie did there on the one, and then it bounced back out, and they were able to get 2 more shots there and did score.
Well, thus far, Chris Manning has played a good game here for the first 12 minutes. He's stopped maybe 11 or 12 shots thus far, and that was a nice barrage down there. Those were 3 good shots.
We have a line change here.
Double goal at 11:43 in the first period. Scored by number 15, Brandon Reed. Assisted by number 19.
The goal.
McDonald and number 8, Scott Hill.
Did you get that, Fred?
Yes,
Reed,
I did.
McDonald, and Scott Hill on the assist was Brandon Reed got the goal.
Well, and that brings Brandon Reeves' goal production. That's his 6th goal of the year. But he has 16 assists. He's an unselfish player, and Mike McDonald, who got the got the assist, he has 35 goals and 17. Now he has 18 assists, and the third one went to the co-captain Scott Hill. He has 16 goals and 33 assists.
Now another shot on net. Puck is lost. It's behind the net now, but they were again the goaltender lost sight of the puck. When it went in the air.
Well, we got about a minute and a half left here in the
Stoppage of
first-
play. We're in the icing here. It's going to go down to the far end,
the
Fred.
first period. Normally what we do and what we've done in the past is you and I have picked out a Cleverly Cadillac player of the period, and this game would be no reason. The games are helped in part by sponsorship from Cleverly Cadillac. So what team would you, I know we've been both in which team would you want to watch in the first period here?
Well, why don't I take Carmel on the first one, and you take Park Tudor.
Okay, that'd be fine. Here's Bo West from the point, shoots it, but he shoots it unfortunately right into the back of David Wirt from Park Tudor. Got about a minute left here in the period, Whitey. I see Jason Turner over there, one of the assistant coaches, trying to get the guys fired up along with Craig Collin. Two nice young guys. Here comes the puck right up here by us.
We're going to have a line change here. We're under 1 minute now left in the first period. It's still just 1-0 Carmel.
What we might do, Whitey, I notice we got an awful lot of the parents down here this evening. We might maybe in between the first and second period, what we might do is we might get one of them down here, one of our typical hockey mothers like Mrs. Kelly, and see if she can come up here and give us any thought as to how the season has been and what to look forward to.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Get a little input from the parent side.
Well, we got 40 seconds. Here's the puck is ridden off there by one of the players. Park Tudor trying to organize something. Bo West dumps it back. Pass again picked up, or not picked up, excuse me. Here's Danny Baja. Danny Baja will make this count. Goes right through, is knocked down by two defensemen. We got 20 seconds left. There's a nice play by Fagan who keeps it in, takes a check, stands up. The man didn't do any damage to him. Here's Bo West is going to come back, and we got about 10 or 12 seconds. So we got to stop each of play.
Nan Kelly.
Okay, we're with the 10 seconds here left in the period. And Carmel's going to have another penalty. Number 14.
Well, they're certainly leading in the penalty category. Who was that on?
Number 14,
Holdsworth.
Holdsworth. Yes, interference. And that's the end of the first period. Carmel leads at 1-0. I had 12 shots at the far end and 3 at this end here. So Carmel is about 4 to 1 on the shots so far. We'll get the announcement here to verify that.
That's right. So maybe if I can get Mrs. Kelly's attention, we'll get her up here. They've been very active in not only in the high school hockey now, but they've been very active in the youth hockey over the years. Okay, that's what it was. We had Park Tudor with 2 and Carmel with 11. So, Grant, if we could get you to swing the camera around here, if you can. We have a guest with us this evening. This is Nan Kelly, and her son's playing their first year for Park Tudor. Nan has been involved, her and her husband, in IYHA, which is a youth program, and now you've made that transition from the youth program, Nan, into the high school program. So kind of give us your feel. This is the first year for Park Tudor, and guys like Whitey and I seem like we've been around forever. So how are you enjoying it? What's your son feel about it?
He loves the sport. I think we've made the transition to high school hockey. First year's going to be the hardest. He's almost made it through this season, so I'm sure every year he'll gain skill and confidence. He loves being part of the team. He loves the sport. I love watching it. I think it's a great thing. It adds a lot of discipline to his schedule, and the team spirit is something that seems to permeate his school activities and after-school activities.
Great. Whitey and I have been noticing the first period. Park Tudor was very well represented here. It's 1-0 in this telecast. We've been trying to point out the fact that we have a brand new school, first year, versus an older school that has a lot of winning tradition, and I think Park Tudor's done real well here. Your goalie, Manning, has played extremely well. He's faced 11 shots at first period and saved 10. So I think Park Tudor is going to be a team to be reckoned with probably next year.
I think so. I think we're in the building phase, and I think as long as we're seeing improvement from game to game and from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, we're real pleased.
Well, good. Thanks, Nan. We enjoyed you coming up.
Thanks.
Well, we're getting started here. Second period, we've had the face-off. Carmel still got a penalty. About 1:35 seconds left on the penalty to Holdsworth. So Park Tudor again still has the power play starting the second period. Fred, I don't suppose Nan's been doing any traveling this winter to you. She's probably been home, all winter long. If with these programs, you don't usually get out of town too much, do you?
No, not too much. I know she enjoys knitting and sewing, and I don't know if she's still on that quilt club or not, but that's always been some of her favorite activities.
Yeah. This is kind of a joke because you do get a lot of road miles when you do. In order to play the kind of competition that you need to play to tune your teams, you've got to get over into Ohio and up in the Chicago area and the St. Louis areas and places like this. So you're talking about 200 plus mileage usually for a road trip. We'll go over and play a weekend and play 2 or 3 games on a weekend, and it's a lot of traveling to keep these guys to be able to kind of play the competition they want. Like you're talking about earlier, there's like maybe 28 teams in the state. Not all of the teams are established top-rate programs. You're going to have about 6 or 8 of the teams, maybe 1/3, that are strong, and the rest of them are in a lower level. And then your kind of your new teams that are not so strong. So in order to get good competition, they've got to travel. So they get a lot of miles.
And not only do they get a lot of miles, they might typically, what you alluded to, wow, there was a nice shot by Park Tudor, and Button come up big on that.
Gold is here is goaltender Button has had about 2 or 3 saves right there. And
yes,
the puck has stopped play. It goes outside the zone. We've got about 13 seconds left on the penalty to Carmel, and he's going to be coming out of the box. He'll probably go to the bench. And let's see, who's the other line mate on that line? I think it's I think Reed Myers comes out on that line. But about 5 seconds left on Holdsworth's penalty, and he'll be out on the ice. And Carmel will be back at full strength. John Morris has the puck behind the net. He's killing off the penalty. Now both strengths are a string. Hill's on the line to replace Holdsworth. So we have Hill, Morris, Reeve, Burkle, and McDonald are on the ice at this time.
I tell you, John Morris did a nice job moving that puck down, and right as he got into the Park Tudor zone, you probably noticed he gave Brandon Reeve a drop pass, and Brandon shot it. Unfortunately, it was wide of the net, but that was a nice job on John Morris's part.
Morris is probably their
another
number.
Save. That's a nice shot. That was a nice save by Mike Button again. Park Tudor's had more shots here in the first couple minutes of the second period, and they did the whole first. Here's Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald giving it down to Danny Baja, and it went off of the stick of Manning.
Yeah, I was starting to say there, I think Morris is probably, their only returning defenseman that they have on the roster that came back from last year. And John's had a lot of experience. He played with some good hockey players last year with the Shookman kid in the center, and Craig Collin, and he's had some good experience, and he's had some good partners. So he's a strong player. He has a lot of confidence. He'll pick up the puck and he'll move with it, and he'll help the forwards get a line change while he holds on to it. He does a lot of good things. as you saw right there, he brought the puck up and led the play right into the zone.
Yes, and I noticed that John has 7 goals and 12 assists, so he's definitely a team player.
Fred, we got another penalty on Carmel. It seems like that they're going to get their rest one place or the other, and now we do have Fagan in the box this time. He's got 2 minutes for roughing.
And
So Carmel is shorthanded again.
I noticed this time, Whitey, let's just kind of watch here. It looks like this line out here from Park Tudor, they're playing a little harder right now. It looks like they want to even this game up. Oh, boy, there was a nice pass. Ray did a nice job, takes the puck in and gets a shot off. And, again, Manning, the goalie, comes up big. Here's Mullet with the puck. He's going to try to get another shot in. It is unprotected. Nobody come in there to help him. So Park Tudor having a little trouble organizing this power play.
Yeah, the Carmel so far, I think, has had 5 penalties to no penalties for Park Tudor. Sometimes it's hard to believe that the penalties can go that much that way, but I think Carmel plays a little more intensive game, and they check a little more, and how well they check legally they check is kind of at this age is hard to do.
Wow, that
Another
was a nice
shot.
Oh, that was a nice effort. And, Whitey, I tell you, that was Reed Myers. He got knocked off his feet. He took a shot and got the rebound, and actually he was on the ice when he shot that. And they're going to give him credit for the goal.
Yeah, I hope our cameraman got that on there. I think he.
Well, our cameraman is real good. He doesn't miss much.
The cameraman tonight's Grant Howitt. He's been doing several of the games with us, and he does an excellent job. And I'm sure when you get that on your monitors at home and your VCRs, you'll be able to run that back and forth. But it was quite a good second effort there by Reed Myers. He scored when he was flat down on the ice. So the gold is Reed Myers and the assist to West, just 1 assist.
And we forgot to mention, too, that was a short-handed goal. So that even made it a little nicer in the fact that we had Dan Fagan, the defenseman, was in the cooler for Carmel.
Yeah, had that been Park Tudor scoring that goal while we were shorthanded, Carmel, Fagan, would not have got out of the penalty box, but Carmel would have been able to go ahead and put another man on the ice. They would not have to stay shorthanded any longer, but they would lose Fagan on the ice. Now we've got a delayed penalty on Park Tudor. As you notice, the Bunton is racing to the bench.
And for those of you who are not real familiar with the rules, what happens there, as soon as the opposing team touches the puck, then the penalty, the whistle is a stoppage of play.
Park Tudor penalty here, Fred. So far we haven't seen anybody go through the door and go to the...
Well,
I don't know who they called.
I'm not real sure, but...
Did they lose sight of him?
It's number 6.
Number 6, right there. Jeffrey Eich?
I think
E-I-C-H. Eich. Jeffrey Eich.
Oh.
Oh, it's on the goaltender, and Jeffrey Eich is going to serve it for him. It's a 2-minute minor for slashing.
From the goalie. Well, let's see what the Icehounds can do. There's the first shot right there. Gets it back to the point. Actually, it looked like it was offsides, and the puck goes out of play. That's the second puck this evening that's been completely out of play. You don't see that very often. We had one come right up here almost to the telecast area.
On that penalty there, a lot of times your goaltender will have a player that will come skating across the mouth of the crease or close into him there, and he will be turning, and he might use his stick to tap him with the stick, or to make him aware that he does not want him to hang around in the goal crease area in there. And it depends how the referee sees it. Sometimes the referee sees it and he'll call it right away. He'll call a penalty on it. Especially if the player loses stride or falls down, he definitely will call a penalty on it. Carmel's getting a change of lines right here. Fagan is out of the box, and Carmel's at full strength now. On the ice, we've got Morris and Burkle, Ringel,
and
Baja, and Holdsworth. And so Carmel's on the power play at this point.
And we got Nick Horgan out for Park Tudor, number 4, playing one of the defensive areas, a name that we're well familiar with. There's another shot that was actually wide, was not a shot, but like it had the making of one. Here's John Morris from the Icehounds getting it into the center. Got it into Holdsworth. He tried to smack it backhanded, but missed it. They got the puck cleared down to the Carmel zone. Bunton comes out to give Burkle a little help. Here comes the Icehounds. Nice pass. That's probably the best pass of the game to Brian Smith. Brian Smith goes in, takes a shot. It was a nice, I think it might even have been a skate save there.
We got a line change here. We've got Cole, Wagner, and Smith up front. We've got Bo West and Pete Ray back on defense.
Here comes Brian Smith again. He's in around. Let's see what happens. He drops it, and we got a score.
Going to be a goal by John Wagner.
Yeah, John Wagner gets credit for the
Smith
goal.
with the assist, and I think it came from Petey Ray to Smith.
Well, Petey Ray or maybe possibly even Ben Cole. I think Ben Cole might have gotten one of the assists on that. We'll have to wait and see what the official. I would have scored it Cole, Smith, and Wagner. So,
well, I'll bet you a cup of coffee that it's going to be Wagner, Smith, and Ray. Even if I have to go.
Well, here we go. Let's see what happens.
Scored by number 6, John Wagner. Assisted by number 12, Brian Smith. And number 18, Bo.
Well, we are both wrong.
What do these guys know about the scoring on this stuff anyway?
Well, I'm not sure Bo West was even on the
Yeah,
ice.
I think he was here. He was out there. Well, that was a draw.
Well, here we go. The Icehounds are leading.
We did get the one that got the goal, though.
Yeah, we did do that. 3-0. Here's John Wagner again on the attack, brings it into the zone, and we have an offsides. Well, I'd almost be willing to bet that they changed the assist on that. I honestly don't think Bo West was out there, but it's nice to give a defenseman a point.
I think he was on the ice, but I don't believe he was the one that passed it up. It's very easy to lose sight in trying to watch the play to make sure that there's no infractions of the rules, and to be able to, they really do call on. There's a nice play. Smith got his goal that time.
I know
of
Ben Cole is going to get the assist on
Wagner.
that one. Yes, right.
Yes, Cole. I'm going to say that was Smith, Cole from Wagner.
I believe that's probably right.
I think that's a good guess.
I think that's right. So
we're in it now at around a 4-0 lead, and it's we're just about halfway through the second period. There's 7 minutes and 4 seconds left. The scoring is starting to loosen up now. I think they're getting their legs, and Carmel is starting to show their scoring power. So we're now sitting on a 4-0 lead.
Well, I'll tell you, Whitey, that Brian Smith does get credit for the goal, and what that does is that gives him 19 goals and 19 assists for the year. So Brian got off to kind of a shaky start the first part of the season, but he's steadily been improving his game, and he's not taking penalties as he was the first part of the season. And I think he's becoming more and more of a well-rounded player. He can contribute to the team.
He had a lot of shots last week in the Culver game, as you probably saw on TV, and they would just need to be able to put it away a little bit better. But he's getting the shots, so that means he's in the right area. On the ice right now, we've got Reeve, Hill, McDonald, and on the points, Fagan and Morris.
Well, and here's Park Tudor. I know that they would feel an awful lot better if they could score a goal here, and it would pick them up. There's Kelly, 21 from Park Tudor. We got Russ out there, 10, and we got we had A.J. Holdsworth out
picked up
there.
and went down the far side and came right across the mouth of the crease with the puck and did not get a shot.
I think actually he was looking to pass it off to somebody, and there was nobody there. He was kind of surprised he was alone. So, well, let's see what happens here. We try to give you a few more players that are out there on the ice as the Icehounds try to organize a run here.
I don't know why, but it seems like Carmel has kind of got away from their strategy a little bit here on the duration of the players staying on the ice. That last line and the line before that are pretty tired by the time they reach the bench. The light and short line changes seem to be the way to go, and it was very, very good. I hope we're not getting away from that. They do get tired.
Pete Ray, one of the defensemen, dumps the puck in. He's looking to take himself off of the ice, possibly. He just stays out there. There's Burkle back here playing at one of the points. A little pushing and shoving going on out here with Neil Mullet in front of the net. And
you realize, Fred, that these kids have been up now since about 6 o'clock this morning. It's now 20 after 10 at night. They've been to school all day long, and I'm sure they've done homework, and here they are playing 14 minutes of stop time hockey. And it's pretty tough. They got to be getting tired at this point. And
well, I would agree with everything. I'm not sure that the parents would agree with the homework situation, but it has been a long day.
Well, we have great expectations. And we hope that's what's being done in the spare time.
Well, I'll tell you, looking at the Park Tudor squad, the uniforms certainly are very nice. The old PT, it's a nice colors, and I know you helped them pick them out. And did a nice job.
Mitch has done a bang-up job with that team as far as being the team rep. He's really been on top of things. You hardly ever see him that he doesn't have a folder or something with him, or he isn't talking hockey with somebody. It's just real hard time-devoted situation, and he's done a good job. We're gonna have a little penalty here on Park Tudor, and he's going to call it interference, but it
was a trip.
It was definitely just a trip. I mean,
if we could back up a little bit to the comment that we made earlier, Mitch is probably the type of parent that I alluded to at the beginning of the program. Probably one of the busiest men in town, but yet he seems to have the most time to devote to the team. And I don't know why that is, but it just always amazes me that the people and the dedication, because without fellas like the team reps and the coaches and the parents, these programs wouldn't happen.
It's I don't know where we got it, but Carmel got a penalty, and we just had a trip right down here in front of us, and one of the Carmel players just went flying. But we ended up with a Park Tudor. Not getting a penalty, ended up with a power play.
Well,
Pete Ray is in the box for 2 minutes.
I'm not real sure how this happens. I'm not sure if the officials review these tapes, but if they would review the tapes, maybe they could see some of the things that they do miss. It's not, of course, intentional, but it definitely was a trip. Well, at any rate, here we go. We got Park Tudor on the power play. They're trying to organize something. Was not a good pass over to Nick Horgan. A.J. Holdsworth sends the puck back down the length of the ice. Take off a few more seconds. We got a minute 12 left in the penalty, a 2-minute minor for whatever. I'm not sure what they called on him. There's Dan Baja takes one of the defensemen. Well, that was Horgan into the boards. It was a hard check. Burkle back here for the Icehounds, picking up the puck. Let's see what he does with it. He's going to try to dump it up ice, and he does. So we got the big guys from Park Tudor thus far, Philander and Abe Weldy, Zachary, Antonio, and Nick Horgan, and Kelly. They've shut them down. They haven't been able to score. So that's a tribute to Mike Button.
Here's Park Tudor's last little rush here before this power play's over. You had about 20 seconds left there on Pete Ray's penalty, and the Carmel's going to be back at full strength.
Well, here comes John Wagner. John Wagner, let's see what he does with this defenseman. He gets right around him. He's got Ben Cole in the slot, passes it over. Puck lays there, and
this line here is muscled. If there's 3 kids on here on that line, Wagner and Smith and Cole, who all play football for the Carmel program at the high school. And that's a muscle line. And they will overpower most of the lines in hockey, except when we get against teams that have an awful lot of seniors playing on the teams. They're very strong, especially a team like this, a young team like this, and not big kids.
Well, there's John Wagner.
They'll be very powerful.
He put a nice move on the Park Tudor player. He fell down.
The net's dislodged and the play's been stopped. Both teams are back at full strength. We got about 2:21 left in the second period, and it's 4-0 Carmel. This is the first game of the playoffs for the Hoosier High School Hockey Association League. They'll play tonight, and they will play. Carmel will play again on Friday and Saturday, and if they win in these three brackets, they will be in the final game on Sunday here at the Skadium at 12:15. Other games this evening that we have going around in the area, we have Fred in the folder there.
Yeah, here it is right
here. Here we go. Other games this evening at Columbus. Brebeuf is down at Columbus. And at downtown at the Pan American Plaza, Lawrence is playing North Central. And at the Perry Meridian rink down on the south side, Bloomington has come up to play the Perry team. So all 8 teams are active this evening, the first round of the playoffs. Fred, do you want me to run this off here at tomorrow night's games?
Sure, that's be fine. Yeah.
Tomorrow night at 6:30 here at the Skadium.
There's a goal.
Just had another score.
Yeah, we had, I think A.J. Holdsworth's going to get, no, it was Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald, 19, is going to get credit for that goal.
Okay. And did you get some assists there, Fred?
I'm not real sure, but I think maybe.
Well, we're waiting for the announcement.
Bo West is going to get an assist, 18, because he was out there this time.
Waiting for the announcement there. I'll give you the rest of this rundown on tomorrow night. These games are all here at the Skadium tomorrow night. At 6:30, Columbus will be coming up here to play Park Tudor. At 8:15, Bloomington is going to play North Central. Carmel at 10 o'clock will be playing Brebeuf. And at 10:15, Lawrence will be playing Perry. On Saturday, these games are also here going to be at the Skadium. Lawrence and Bloomington, Carmel and Columbus, Brebeuf and Park Tudor, and North Central and Perry. We'll try to have the results for you on these for Thursday night for the telecast. So we're at 5-0 in a minute and 20 seconds left in the second period.
And that scoring,
lead.
Went, actually, they gave the goal to Brandon Reeve. That's the second one of this evening for Brandon with the assist to McDonald and Hill. So, excuse me, I was wrong. Here's Reed Myers, winds up, takes a shot, and it was wide. You probably heard it hit the plexiglass back there. 1 minute left in the period. Here's Dan Fagan, a defenseman. He winds up, takes a shot, and Manning covers up wisely right in front of the net. So I notice we got
54
Janko
seconds,
out.
and we got a stoppage of play here.
So Brandon Reeve, Brandon had 5 goals coming into tonight's game, and he's already got 2 this evening. So Brandon's playing extremely well.
Yeah, but it's 2 goals, and we're just in the second period. He could pick up the hat trick if he gets to go for another one here.
Well, I'm sure Brandon is a well-liked team player. We'll notice this third period. What they'll do is they'll feed him the puck, trying to get him the hat trick. Well, it's 5-0 in favor of the Icehounds. Park Tudor's trying to get
notice
something
in here on
done.
the scoring sheet, Fred, that Brandon hasn't had a hat trick this year. That's surprising. Baja's sitting here nice with having 3 of them, and there's a few other players that have got 1.
Here's Reed Myers.
Smith has had a hat trick, which is 3 goals in 1 game. Cole's had a hat trick, and also Pete Ray's had a hat trick. And Pete Ray's a defenseman. I remember the game he got that in. He was hot.
Well,
every time he shot the puck, it went in the net.
It went in.
It's that way some days.
We've got 29 seconds left here in the closing seconds of the second period. We've got one more period coming your way, another 14-minute period. And again, we sort of watch the Cleverly Cadillac player of the period. There's a shot taken by
Colt Dinner takes the puck out of play.
I think that was Who was that took a shot back there?
That was Bo West.
Bo West.
Got that off pretty quick, too.
Yes, he did. And Bo West and Mr. Kelly had a couple words back there, probably talking about what they're going to do tomorrow. Well, we're down to 23 seconds now. Icehounds bring the puck
Don't know whether
back.
they'll muster another attack or not here. We're down to about 12 seconds.
Well,
they
they're
might
gonna
get
try.
back in
Here's
the zone. They might get
Dan
another
Baja.
shot.
Dan Baja skates in, drops the pass. Nobody there. Park Tudor picks it up. He's got 3 seconds. He does get a shot off,
that's
and
it.
Mike Button, but they did get a shot off there. So I'm not real sure what the shots on goal were that period. I don't think we kept track of them, but we'll listen for the announcement. We also
Well,
might,
Fred, I don't think that that either team is. I don't think they're wearing themselves out for at this point. Like I say, it's been a long day for these kids. Probably getting up like 6 in the morning for school and full day at school and all that, and then playing this late at night. But in order to get all of these games in, this is what they have to do. So they'll get their rest, but. The game is a little bit on the slow side, and I think I think you see that the teams are kind of tiring a little bit. It's been a long day. Did you get those those shots, Fred? Park Tudor's only had 3 shots on goal so far, and
Carmel's had
28.
28. They had 17 in that
plus
period.
5 goals, so that's 33.
Right.
33 shots on goal versus 3 shots. That's about 11-1. That's a pretty good average.
Well, Park Tudor, what they're going to have to do is they've got to get in order to get back in this game, they have to get the puck to their leading scorers. Carmel has done a nice job in the fact that they've closed down Park Tudor's leading scorers. So it's 5-0. If Park Tudor could come back and get a couple quick goals here, we'd have a little more exciting hockey game.
Okay, we're getting ready to start off the third period here, Fred. Carmel's leading 5-0. Starting this period, it looks like we're going to have Holdsworth, Ringo, and McDonald
Ray.
up forward, and Ray and Fagan
back at defense.
on your right, and Mike Bunton's in the nets. Making a little line change there. Danny Baja is normally the centerman on that line.
And he put Mike McDonald out there.
Maybe trying to get something going, and coaching maybe not be happy with the results of all that power out there, and nothing happened.
Well, we got a whole bunch of
nets
action.
off and the puck out of play. Might mention to you, anytime that the net is dislodged, they immediately blow the whistle so that make sure that the puck is not put in the net while the net is off of the moorings. Also, for the goalie's protection, as soon as the puck is out of the sight of the referee, anytime the referee loses sight of the puck, they blow the whistle, so it protects the goaltender.
We also might mention, while we have the shot there in the background, the state high school hockey tournament is going to be played here February the 22nd through the 24th. And for the viewers who maybe have just tuned in, you're more than welcome to come over. We'll have several schools from around the state participating here, and it's very exciting. And there's a number that you can call. I know you have the number.
844-1140. And that will give you any game times or results for the tournament. The pairings have not been announced yet. That won't be available until Friday the 22nd that you can call that number. Well, Mike Bunton just did a routine stop of the puck. There was a shot taken, but it was not a save. It never got to the goaltender. McDonald has picked up the puck and he's cleared it. It's over to Holdsworth.
Holdsworth
with a drop to McDonald.
The pass to McDonald. McDonald goes through the defenseman. He does get the shot off, and it's there. And
waiting too long to shoot the puck. Yeah.
But Park Tudor did a nice job there by stopping. It's a 2-on-2, and he waited too long, and I think we're going to have a little takedown. It looks like maybe they're going to call a penalty to Bo West, 18, probably roughing. roughing or holding or interference. Dave Montavani's made
I'm
the
not
call.
going to guess yet because every time I do, I get wrong. So I'm not going to try to guess who's got the penalty. They've got 2 minutes for Carmel on the clock. Now they have number 19 McDonald up there. So Bo West didn't get the penalty; it was given to McDonald. So I'm not. I'm just going to. I'll give the amount of the penalty for 2 minutes, but I'm not going to try to guess who's going to get it anymore.
Maybe we don't have the correct list of players, the numbers up here. I don't think we've called one right tonight.
We're not. I think we're a little bit below 100. There's a shot on net by Morris from all the way from one end to the other on a defensive matter, and it's considered a shot on net. So Park Tudor is on the power play again. We're just at 12 minutes left in the third period. We played a couple minutes of this period.
Oh! Mike Button.
We had a shot, just a regular snap wrist shot. Mike Button played it with too much ease. It was not a go down save. It was a routine stand up save. And he went down on it, and he lost control of it in his legs, and it went in. So we have a score here. We broke the shutout. It's 5-1. Rob Schleeston got the goal, number 13.
And Abe Weldy got the assist, and Whitey, this is what they have to do because...
So Carmel gets the man out of the penalty box as far as the shorthanded goes, but McDonald will stay in there and finish out his 2 minutes, and then he can come out when the first whistle. But Carmel just gave up the shutout with a shorthanded penalty by McDonald. And I don't think Carmel needs any penalties at this point. They've got a substantial lead. They don't need any penalties.
Oh, boy, there was a nice pass from Scott Hill.
Nice centering pass to Reed.
There's a shot. Manning, nice save.
Pete Ray got a nice shot on goal there.
Yes, he did. Here's Brandon Reeve. This could be the hat trick. Oh, wow, it was in the upper right-hand corner, and it was a nice glove save. Here's Brandon Reeve, gives it back to the point. It's a Burkle.
Over to Hill.
There's Hill. He's ridden off of the puck. Park Tudor trying desperately to mount something else, get it out of the zone. But here comes Burkle with the puck for Carmel. He's looking to give it up to Hill. He does. Hill gets it over, trying to get it over to Mullet. Hill's got control of the puck. He's kind of skating around, looking to dump it into the corner, and he does. Ben Cole goes in after the puck.
Pete Ray's got about 20 seconds left on his penalty. Of course, both sides are even, though.
There's a shot. Oh, wow, Ben Cole. That was a nice pass from John Wagner. And Cole took a real nice shot. It was a nice save by Manning. Here's Pete Ray. There's another nice save by Manning. I tell you, he's fast. He's playing a good game.
Yes, he is. He's handling it.
He's taking a lot of shots.
On the ice right now for Carmel, we've got Ray and Burkle on defense. Wagner, Mullet, and Cole. And Smith's coming out for Mullet right now and put that line back together.
Well, we were back to full strength.
We're going to catch a penalty here. Now let's see how they call this. I'd call a 2-2. I call an interference and then a late hit. We'll see if they call 2 and 2. I think they're probably only going to call one penalty. Maybe they're going to call 2. I think they both should go, but we'll see how they call it.
Well, it's definitely going to be to 21 Burkle on Carmel, and I believe they're going to give it to
14
Falander. Falander, excuse me, and he's the leading scorer of the Park Tudor squad.
So they did get both of them that time. That's good. I think the one was a little bit kind of a holding penalty there that Carmel's penalty.
The number 14, Bill Fallender, 2-minute minor for roughing. And Carmel penalty to number 21, Zach Burkle, 2-minute minor for roughing.
They both got roughing, Fred, 2 minutes each. Fallender and Burkle.
Well, you're right. They should have scored it that way, and they did. There was a shot by Park Tudor, and Button covered up wisely. Here's Wagner. He gives the puck up to Smith. It's off of his skates. Brian rushes down in the corner to retrieve the puck, and the puck is picked up by a Park Tudor skater. Here comes Park Tudor looking to make a pass. He dumps it back over. No damage done there. Bo West picks the puck up, and actually we're 4-on-4, and that pass should have never been made there by Bo West. He didn't try to ice it. They're at even strength out there at 4-4, and that's what the young guys have to. They have to learn that.
We get a line change here. We're gonna get Morris and Ray coming out. We got Reed Myers, Neil Mullet. For Park Tudor, looks like we
got Russ back here, number
Russ
10,
and Weldy.
One of the defensemen. Weldy's going to take the center, and there's a shot right off at the get-go. Another shot. There's 2 shots there. Mike Bunton saved. So I know Park Tudor's had 3 or 4 shots in this period. There's another shot there. There's 3 shots right here. Our score is 5-1, the Icehounds.
And we're just under 10 minutes now left in the game. Carmel's ahead 5-1. Mike Bunton doing a very reputable job in the net for Carmel tonight, except for the one little blooper that got away from his pad while we were shorthanded just about 3 minutes ago in the third period. I'm sorry, third period.
Well, there's the puck right to Reed Myers. I know he was expecting it because he looked down, and there it was. There he is. He's going to take it into the zone. Let's watch Reed here. He's going to get a shot. He still has no control of the puck. We got a 2-man takedown down there. Referee's watching him. Here comes Park Tudor trying to get something going.
McHugh just about got it in for Park Tudor, but it was broke up by Bo West.
That was a quick 2 minutes. Both teams are now at full strength. 8 minutes left in the game, and there's Bo West trying to get a shot off. You know, I believe Bo West is probably the most improved hockey player on the Carmel squad, Whitey.
Yeah, I really feel that Bo's going to be an asset to this team. He's only a sophomore. He's got 2 more strong years to go, and by the time he gets all that experience, he's going to be tough. McDonald got a little breakaway there and just got shut off before he got in. And Park Tudor's on the way back with a little. I think it's McHugh again carrying the puck. McHugh comes along pretty good. If he needs somebody with him to pass to. So that's a couple times he's got right down in deep here and didn't have somebody to, and it's a pass up from McDonald to Ringo, and he was not able to hold on to it. A shot by Russ. Deep, Morris has the puck, and it's a clearing pass to Holdsworth.
AJ gives it up, or tries to give it up to Wagner.
Haven't seen Baja out for a while. I don't know whether he's got a problem or his disciplinary situation, or maybe did he get injured? I didn't see him get injured, but he hasn't been out for a while.
No, Scott Hill hasn't. I think they're trying not to run the score up and maybe giving some of the younger players a little more experience, which is good, really. Scott Hill hasn't been out too much. Ben Cole hasn't been out too much, nor has Danny Baja been out too much.
I think Park they just scored again.
Yes, they did.
It was off a backhander by McDonald from behind the net. Yes.
Right.
I don't know whether they're going to give Ringo an assist and Holdsworth on that or not. The goaltender again kind of lost sight of where the puck was, and that's going to bring the score up to 6-1.
Ringo really should get an assist on that. I don't know if they will give him an assist,
see how
but I think he give it to McDonald. So
that's at 6:25 left in the third period.
Scored by number 19, Mike McDonald, assisted by number 14, A.J. Holdsworth, and number 9.
Right, he did get it. They did.
Well,
Him and
that's good.
Holdsworth both got an assist out of that. Park Tudor did not get possession of the puck, so the puck was kept in the Carmel hands, so they did get the 2 assists out of it. On the ice now for Carmel, we've got Cole Hill and Brandon Reeve on the far side, with Ray and Fagan on the points.
Boy, Brandon Reeve looks like he's in turbo. He wants that puck, and he would love to score to get this hat trick. He's wide open right now. He's hanging around the net there. He's hungry. He's wanting it. Well, as a puck comes out of the zone, Park Tudor has it.
They're giving him a little extra ice time there because of the 2 goals to try to give him a chance to pick up the extra goal for the hat trick.
Well, let's see what happens. He's got the puck right now. He gives it up to Hill. Gets caught in some of the snow in front of him.
Confusion here on clearing the puck, and they're back deep when they should have been easily moving out of the zone. Cole has the puck, and he's going back down and deep again behind the net. And he's carrying the puck up the off wing.
Well, it takes a lot to knock Ben Cole off his feet, but somebody did take him out there.
Yeah.
There's Pete Ray. Pete Ray gives it back over to the point to Burkle. And Park Tudor picks up the puck. And
we just encountered a trip. Yeah, we just got away with a trip. I think the referees are wanting to get home. Just let one go there by Burkle. I think he just tripped somebody.
Well, here's Bo West. Bo West is not afraid to shoot that puck. He gives a nice job to Ringo. There's a nice pass in there. Boy, there was a nice backhand shot.
So the puck is taken out of play in the corner of the net, and we're just under 5 minutes now, Fred, at 4:50. It's 6-1 Carmel in the third period. It's just about over.
Bo West centered that puck. He's a defenseman. He took that puck in, centered it, and then he went right around the back of the net waiting for the rebound. He's got real good instincts. I believe
Bo has. He does. He if he puts a little weight on and goes a little size, and his skating will improve, he is going to be an outstanding asset to this program, no doubt about it.
That's what I'm going to try to do in the offseason. I'm going to try to put on a little
Plus, he
weight.
has a nice mother, too.
Yeah.
She's a very nice lady.
That would be Mrs. West?
Yeah, Mrs. West.
Well, we got a stoppage of play. We got 4 minutes and 38 seconds left, and I'm sure Manning, the goalie from Park Tudor, will be glad when this is over because he's faced a barrage of shots. But, actually, Whitey, he has played brilliantly. If his defense would have given him a little more help on some of those 2 and 3 shots, we would have had a little closer game than we have.
Yeah, we had 28 shots, and there were 5 goals, which was 33 shots. At the end of the second period, and I've had counted 12 into this one. So that's going to give you about 45 shots. That's 15 a period. That's a lot of shots. That's a lot of shots for a goaltender to handle. He's done a real respectable job.
And there was another one there.
He's come up with some big saves.
Oh, we got a man right in front, John Wagner, but unfortunately they couldn't get him the puck.
Got a man in the crease, and we're going to go outside the blue line for a face-off.
Well,
so stoppage of play here.
That might have been John Wagner.
Yeah, it's just under 4 minutes now at 3:57, 6-1. It's just about over. Tomorrow night we got a late game, 10 o'clock. Tonight was 9:30. We had an early game.
Yeah. Well, here's a pass dumped into Park Tudor's zone. The Icehounds have not given up. They're still keeping the intensity on. About 3.5 minutes left in the game. Is Dan Fagan. He's got a little wrist shot. Wasn't much of a shot, but that was about the same
I'm
type
sure
of shot.
we're probably going to get a
Mike
change of lines right here, and you're probably going to get, I would say you're going to see Brandon Reeve getting out there real soon with the two goals. I might leave him out for a little longer, but Brandon Reeve's got 2 goals. He's going to be coming out there pretty soon. I don't know who else. Do you have anybody else with 2 goals, or did McDonald?
No,
he didn't get one, but I know he's got one, and Wagner's got
2
one.
assists. So here comes Park Tudor. I know they'd like to score again with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. Back down in the Carmel zone. They haven't been down here for quite a while. Most of the action's been at the other end of the rink. John Morris dumping the puck back behind the net. Both teams right now are just sort of trying to play out the clock.
3 minutes, Fred. 3 minutes left in the game.
There's Neil Mullet. Neil Mullet takes the puck. It's poked off of his stick. Some checking going on here. It's been basically a well played, a very clean game, Whitey.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a little bit sluggish, and I just contributed it to the fact the kids are probably tired. It's been a long day. It's a lot of hours, and we're coming up on 11 o'clock here, and these kids got to go to school tomorrow. Plus, they got to get late tomorrow. Hopefully, they get some rest tomorrow afternoon between those games. We're at 2:30 left in the game. It's 6-1. Carmel's ahead. This is the first game of the playoffs of the Hoosier High School Hockey Association. Fred Mangin and I are broadcasting the game, and we'll be broadcasting the game again tomorrow night, which will be Carmel against Brebeuf. We're going to try to also televise the game Saturday and in Sunday if there's a game that Carmel is participating in on Sunday. So we're probably going to wrap up pretty quick when we get done with this here. We'll give you a little bit of stats, and we're going to wrap up pretty quick and get out of here so we can get home too. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. But we've got 2:30 left on the clock. Carmel just got a penalty.
Yeah, that was assessed to John Morris for spearing a 2-minute minor, and then they give him a 10-minute misconduct. So, and I noticed Dan Baja went in there to
serve the misconduct, yeah.
To serve the misconduct, so
Baja will be able to come out of the box at the 30 seconds left in the game mark, and he will be able to put Carmel back at full strength.
Well, we're 2 minutes left in the game. We hope you've enjoyed it. As Whitey said, this is the first. It looks like at this point why the Icehounds are going to remain unbeaten in the league playoffs. We don't know how the other games come out this evening, but we were kind of speculating before the game with Jason Turner, the goalie coach, that Carmel would probably face either Lawrence or Columbus for the championship game. That's the way it should kind of shake out. And Lawrence is the only team that's beaten Carmel this year, so should be interested. I'd like to see both of them play again, because I know it'd be a good game. I know Carmel would play harder than they did in that first game.
Oh yeah, I don't think the mistakes will be made today. That was a very, very slow played, sluggish game for Carmel. Not their hockey. We're getting down to the 1 minute mark here, Fred. And just getting under 1 minute at this point. We've got a hand up. I think we've got another penalty, and it also is going to be against Carmel. We'll have to see just exactly what we've got here. We've got 6 seconds left on the penalty to John Morris on his 2-minute penalty. So Baja will be coming on the ice for him. Going in the box right now for Carmel, we have number 19, Mike McDonald. I don't know what the call is. We have not.
Probably going to be
wait for the announcement.
Probably going to be roughing, and I was just about ready to compliment Mike that he had played an entire game without going to the penalty box, and 56 seconds left. Why, there he is.
At 13:04 in the third period, Park Tudor penalty to number 4, Nick Corrigan, 2-minute minor for cross-checking. And Carmel penalty to number 19, Mike McDonald, 2-minute minor for roughing.
Okay, the penalty of Horrigan cross-checking, and McDonald is roughing.
You know, and the strange set of circumstances for that is McDonald and Hargan, even though they go to different schools, they're next door neighbors and they both live here in Carmel.
It doesn't make any difference once they get out there on the ice. And we've got another penalty here coming up, and on a delayed penalty, the hand is up. And as soon as Carmel gets a hold of the puck, it's going to be another penalty for Carmel. So we're going to be down to three players. They've got all the lights on the board almost lit up, as you can see. And we're only 37 seconds left, but we're going to be shorthanded 2 players all the way through the finish of the game. 37 seconds left in the game, Fred. 6-1.
If we can get Grant to pan over there in the penalty box, I think maybe we can show you how crowded it is over there. The penalty box would start there with Danny Baja on the right, number 10, and go over to McDonald there on the left. So it's almost a full house over there.
Well, we got a 4-on-3, four players for Park Tudor and 3 for Carmel. We got Scotty Hill out there. Scotty does an excellent job of killing penalties. As you'll notice, he'll be right on it. It's down ice already. Scotty's right in on top of it. He's had so much experience in high school hockey and also travel programs in the house league on killing penalties, and he will put the pressure on them and make them make a lot of mistakes. And Carmel will get control of it again. Scotty Hill's got the puck. He's going to maneuver until he can get it down ice. And he clears it.
This should do it.
So that's it.
The game is over. The Icehounds win. And let's see, I think we ended up with more players in the penalty box than we did on the ice and on the bench. In summation, the game got off to a little sluggish start. Then the Icehounds, about midway through the second period, found the range, scoring basically 3 pretty quick goals. Park Tudor come back and answered with one goal. So our final score was 6-1. Whitey, what else do you have?
Good game, Fred. Like I said, I thought I was a little sluggish, but I think that it was well played. The tempers got up just a little bit. They should. This is playoff hockey, and everybody's trying to get themselves established. Park Tudor could be still in this. They can go right on through, and Carmel could get bumped out. So they've lost nothing, by losing a 1 game. They're still in there because you still have to play 2 more games. So they could still be in the finals, I think.
Yep.
But I thought it was a good hockey game. I think they were a little tired, but tomorrow night they'll be ready to go, and it'll be rebuff at 10 o'clock here at the Skadium, and then again on Saturday, Columbus, and then the final game if they make the final round, and it will be on Sunday.
Well, it's a learning curve. Park Tudor, I think, will come out of this game with an awful lot of experience from a young team standpoint, and I really look for them to be a factor in this league next year. I think they're going to improve greatly.
Fred, Grant, thanks. It's good working with you. We'll be at it tomorrow night, and let's call it a wrap up, huh?
Good night. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you.